Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here again. One more live, one more opportunity to share with you my experience as a career coach, my experience helping others to land remote jobs. So I'm Juliana Rabi, career coach for remote jobs, and you're very welcome to this live. Okay. If you are watching right now, if you're here with me connected, please say hi in the chat because I want to make sure that the connection is working out well. The sound is good, the image, and all of that. So if you are online, just say hi in the chat or okay. Then I know that all the technical part is working out well, right? And there are some things I need to do here from my side. So I just want to make sure that the streaming, the transmission is fine. So if you're on LinkedIn or if you are on YouTube, just say hi in the chat. You don't need to say more than that, and I will know that that everything is working out well. So I'm doing some check-ins here. So just bear with me here. It looks like everything is working out well, but I would really appreciate if you are watching live, if you can say just hi or okay, working out well. Avi said hi. Hello, Avi. So I'm understanding that you can hear me and you can see me. So it looks like on LinkedIn is everything fine. If there is someone already connected on YouTube, just say hi, say okay, Juliana, the sound is good because then I'll know that it's all working out well. Okay. Everyone who is joining now, you're very welcome to this live. My name is Juliana Rabi, career coach for remote jobs. And this is a series of lives I'm doing to help you, like genuinely help you to land a remote job faster and easier. I know that it can be complex. I know that the market is a bit not in the easiest moment right now. It's a bit challenging. There is a lot of competition out there for remote jobs. Sometimes it's difficult to even find like legitimate, well-paid remote jobs. So I know very well how is to be a job seeker trying to land a remote job, and that's exactly why I create spaces like that for you to have first direct access to me. So through the chat, you can ask me questions, you can share your opinion, your experience, you can, we can have a dialogue here through the chat. And also, I prepared very good material, at least I hope you're going to like it, to share with you today. Today, our topic is feeling a bit lost in your career and trying to land a remote job. Do this. So, I'm going to give you some practical guidance, some step by step that you can follow to help you to feel less lost in your career if you're facing a moment that you don't have that much clarity. That happened to me many times already. So I would really appreciate to have had, when I was feeling lost in my career, the level of guidance that I'm going to share with you today. So I invite you to take notes, to take photos and prints of the screen, whatever information is relevant, whatever you know you need to implement. Feel free to write it down or to take a photo so it will guide you through the implementation process. Okay. I'm still waiting to see if someone is on YouTube and can say hi and just confirm that the sound is okay. Looks like LinkedIn is working out well. So if you are on YouTube at the moment, please just say hi in the chat so I will know that the transmission is working properly. Okay. I also am curious to know where are you connecting from, because I know my audience is normally very international and I love it. I also have a very international life. I work and travel from different places. So I really embrace and I welcome my international audience. So I would love to know where are you connecting from, which country, which city. Feel free to write in the chat and we can know where each other is connecting, right? And while you write in the chat, where are you connecting from? Let me just explain how the dynamic is going to work, right? What I have prepared for you. I have a presentation, some slides that I'm going to share, and I want you to feel free to interact with me in the chat. So please use the chat at any point to um, share a similar situation, similar experience. Maybe I'm talking about something and you're facing something similar, so share that in the chat. You can ask me questions if something is not clear or if you want to bring your situation I mean, as far as it is related to the topic, right? We are narrowing down to people who are lost about their career. Let me put here again the name of the live. Yeah, so narrowing down to that, not any kind of question, just to make it more useful to everybody. But feel free to ask me your questions in the chat, share your experience, contribute the way you can. So you're very welcome to interact with me in the chat. I'll be checking it from time to time. So don't let me feel like I'm talking alone here. So please use the chat to, yeah, let's just make it a two-way conversation, okay? We have Mahmoud from Dubai, you're welcome here. Leandro from Dublin, Ireland. Hi, Leandro. You're all very welcome here. Keep the communication coming in the chat. And now I will remove this banner here. Yes, let's start with the presentation because I prepared some very interesting things for you. So let's dive deep into it. And today our topic is feeling a bit lost in your career and trying to land a remote job. Do this. So let's start. So I don't know if you watched the live I did 2 days ago, Tuesday. I covered that this topic here, right? What kind of remote jobs can you apply for? This was the topic that we went into details in my previous lives. If you're not there, if you didn't watch that, you can find it in my YouTube channel. It's available there. Just search for my previous life and you can watch that. It's a very interesting material. So this is what we covered in the live before, okay? We, at that time, we were exploring the following situation. You know where you want to get in your career. You know what is the next step. You know, you have clarity about your target, right? I want to work in this kind of company. I want to have this job title. I want to make this amount of money. I want to have this flexibility level. So you can almost like visualize what is next in your career. You know that. The problem is that you don't know how to get there, the how to, the steps, right? The process, what you need to do from now until the reality that you want for your life. You don't know how to do this process. So this is exactly what we covered in the previous life. Okay. Now we have Avi from Boston here also. Nice, very international audience. Love it, love it. So last live was, I know where I want to get, I just don't know how to get there. This was what we covered in the previous live, right? Today, we are going to explore another possible situation. Maybe you say, Juliana, I wish I knew where I want to get. I really don't know. I am feeling a bit lost in my career, a bit lost or very lost, actually. Everything that I know right now, Juliana, is that my current situation is not sustainable. I'm not happy where I am. I don't like my job. I don't like the company where I am, or I feel that I'm closing a cycle already. It's time to move on. My salary, it's not great. I'm underpaid. My manager doesn't respect me. I'm not motivated at all. So for some reason, you know you're not happy where you are in your career at the moment, but you don't know what's going to next happen. You have no idea. You just know that you need a change. And I hear you because I have actually felt like that more than once in my life. So the scenario two that I'm going to talk deeply today is quite common. It's not comfortable. It feels like shit sometimes. It can be like very hard, um, very painful, right? But it's common. So if you're feeling like that, don't feel that you are weird, that you're lonely. No, this is very common. I faced the scenario several times. So this is I'm calling it scenario two, right? Scenario one is you know where you want to get, you just don't know how to get there. And scenario two is this one that you just know that you need a change. You just know that it's not sustainable anymore to stay where you are in your career, and you definitely need to move on, but you don't know to where. Okay. So I want to invite you to get your phone and scan this QR code. Okay, with your phone, you can do it easily. Just open the camera and place it in front of the screen, and you can scan this QR code. This QR code will bring you automatically as magic to my VIP Telegram group. So I created a Telegram group to share different information, activities, complementary to everything that I already share on my daily content on social media, on the lives, but I want to go one step ahead and I invite you to come with me to enjoy even more things from my side, more support, more assistance, more tips, more material from my side. So on Monday, next Monday, the 4th of September, I'm going to share one exercise that I only shared with my paid career coaching clients so far. So this is the first time I'm going to make this material available for free. And the topic is learning from your previous work experience. So especially for the ones who are lost in their career, it's very interesting to look back the things you did already, the jobs you had, and learn from it, because it will probably, most likely, bring you a lot of clarity about what you want to do next in your career. So we look back, we learn from the past mistakes and things we did right, and that empower us, that bring us more clarity, more options about what to do next. So this exercise, learning from your previous work experience, is very deep. It's very interesting. I have done that with several clients. They always gave me great feedback. I want to share that for free with you. So all you need to do is grab your phone, scan this QR code, and stay in the group until Monday. And then on Monday, you're going to receive in the group, in the Telegram group, all there. So just scan that, and I will see you in the Telegram group. Okay. Now back here to the presentation. We are still talking about scenario 2, right? Which is when you're feeling a bit lost in your career, and all you know is that you need to change desperately, but you don't know where to go next. You don't know what is the next step in your career. So I invite you to be sincere with yourself and reflect if there is some specific job or some career, any kind of career that somehow attracts you, even if it's a little bit, even if you're not completely convinced, but sometimes there is something that is calling our attention professionally, right? Maybe a job that a friend does, maybe you read something about a profession, not even knew that it existed, and then you're like, oh, interesting, I would like to explore that. Is there something in your radar that is kind of calling your attention professionally we are talking about, okay? If yes, why is that? So connect with that thing. Maybe you don't have complete clarity about it, maybe you're not completely sure, it doesn't matter, don't worry about it. It's not that you need to be 100% sure you want to do that job. It's not about it. It's just like, is there something that sparks your curiosity? Is that something that when you think about it, you're like, maybe I could do that. It seems doable, or it seems easy, or it seems fun. I think I would enjoy doing that job. So think if there is something that professionally could be the next step in your career or the next job you're going to get. And also think about why is this calling your attention. So it could be something that is connected to your interest, right? There is something in this new job that you like doing already, so it could be a good fit for you. Could be a market opportunity, so you see there is a lot of demand for that kind of job. You see people talking a lot about that kind of job, or industry or career. Could be, right, like there is a demand in the market. Could be that you already have the skill to do the job. Maybe people told you already, oh, you would be a good English teacher. Oh, you'd be very good organizing things because you're a very organized person. I don't know, but try to reflect. Like, is there something that professionally somehow calls my attention? I'm not telling you to commit to it yet. Don't need to make any decision, any step. Just try to see if there is something out there that you have heard about, have read about, told you about, that calls your attention at least a little bit. This would be a hint for you to make your next career move. Okay, then keep thinking, keep going deeper into the reflection here. Okay, that's how I'm going to help you. So different options, different approach, different questions for you to keep moving and see which one will maybe like, oh, this question, this approach clicked with me, this gave me clarity. So just keep going with me. Okay, don't stop. Let's do this together. um, Maybe you can come up with 2, even 3 different job titles, name of positions, okay, or at least area or industry, like it, even if it's a bit still generic, a bit broad, like for example, marketing sales. I like marketing sales. I think it could work out for me. I could be like social media manager. I like social media. I'm good at that. My friends give me good feedback about it. I'm interested. I read about it. I could do something else in market. I'm also good with sales. So try to come up with two, maybe three different job titles that you could eventually consider, or at least the areas. Okay. And then ask yourself if you know anyone that is working remotely in those areas. Because if you want to work remotely, if you have an idea, possibility in your mind about the kind of job you could do remotely, check if in your network you know someone that is already doing that, the kind of job you could do and working remotely. That would be amazing, right? And if you have this person, maybe even on LinkedIn, maybe it's not like a friend, close friend, but can be someone that you're connected on LinkedIn. That should be enough. Then you can eventually reach out to that person, send a connection request, send a message, and try to understand better like what the real day-to-day of this job looks like, what the person does every day at work, what are the main responsibilities, which kind of client this person have. You can ask someone that is doing exactly what you're considering doing. That's amazing, right? You can learn from that other person. So try to see if you know someone working remotely in one of those job titles that you start considering. No commitment yet, but just an idea for you to go deeper into this possibility that came to your mind, right? And as I said, you can reach out to people on LinkedIn. Um, LinkedIn is a social networking, professional network, social, but also professional. So most of people will be very open to connect. You would be surprised with how many people, if you approach them in the right way, in a polite way, how many people are actually open to talk and to share information. So leave your comfort zone, go one step ahead, and give it a try to approach people on LinkedIn. Okay. And then I also invite you to stop guessing, because guessing can be dangerous, can make a lot of damage. I think maybe, I'm not sure, stop guessing and start investigating. And what I mean by that is like understand the reality of the job market for this new position, new industry, new kind of job that you're considering getting. So you don't need to be months and months wondering, I don't know if there is a demand out there. I don't know if it's a good job. I don't know if this job pays. So stop that and go and check the reality. Okay. The way I suggest that you do that is that first you find job descriptions for that kind of job. So let's imagine that you said social media manager, just to pick up a random job, okay? Random job title, social media manager. So find at least 10, minimum 10, okay? If it can be more, even better, but minimum 10 different job descriptions for social media manager jobs, all right? And if you want a remote job, as I'm assuming that you do, go for companies who hire social media manager, remote social media managers, right? That you can do your job remotely. And then you can read all those job descriptions carefully, identify the patterns, the things that repeat. You can ask ChatGPT to help you with that also, right? You can copy and paste all the job description and ask ChatGPT, like highlight the most common skills and tasks in those job descriptions. Then you copy and paste them. So ChatGPT can help you, or you can read them carefully and identify the main requirements. What companies that hire remote for the kind of position I want to apply for, what they ask for to be hired as a social media, what position did I say? Social media marketing manager. I not even remember. Social media manager. Let's say this is the job title. What are the requirements? What do I need to to know? What do I need to do? What experience? What skills do I need to have to apply for that? So understand the reality of the market. Stop guessing. Go and check what is real, what is available out there. What are the requirements, right? Then try to identify the patterns. Patterns are the things that repeats very often, the common things that appear in most of the remote companies, right? Most of the job description. So for example, skills that most of the job descriptions ask for, maybe courses and certifications that looks like they are mandatory for that kind of job. Skills, so understand what most of the remote companies are asking for the kind of job that you want to apply for. So again, it's about stop guessing and checking, like reading carefully and being familiar with the reality of the job market. Also, understand what are the exceptions? So it's not patterns anymore, it's exceptions, right? Maybe out of 10, 20 different job titles, there is one that asks for one specific certification or one specific experience into something in one program, whatever. If it's only one out of 10, 20, then we can treat it as exception, right? But if you see that the same requirement, the same skill, the same certification appears in most of the job description, most of the remote companies, then you might want to pay attention to it. And if you don't have that experience, you might want to gain it, find a way to gain it, right? And my suggestion is that you focus on the patterns first. What I mean by that is if there are things that repeat in pretty much every single job description you'd like to apply for, those are the most relevant things. This is where I would put my time and my energy if I was searching for a remote job, but I was still a bit lost into the options, the possibilities. So go for what companies are looking for and then check if you have those skills, that experience and that certification, okay? So far, I want to check with the ones who are watching live. Is this clear? Is this making sense? Are you following? Am I going too fast? So just give me some feedback if you can in the chat. Let me know if this is resonating with you, right? Because if you're watching the live, I'm assuming that you are feeling a bit lost in your career. So let me know if you already thought about some possible job titles that you'd like to work for, and then if you approach them the way I am suggesting here, right? Go some steps ahead and connect with people who are doing those jobs, understand the requirements for them. So let me know if you have done that and what were the results that you got. Maybe this is all new for you. I don't know. That could be also very valid, right? If you had a different approach to it, or if you're doing nothing because you're completely paralyzed because you're still feeling lost in your career. So I know that you're feeling lost. I totally hear that. But stay with me because I'm going to guide you through easy steps, maybe not completely easy, but let's say doable steps that will help you to move towards more clarity and stop being um, paralyzed and like stuck into where you are at the moment. You need to start moving. You need to start making progress in your job search. And that's exactly what I will help you here. Okay. Sarah said that was very useful. Nice, nice. Thanks for the feedback, Sarah. More to come. So keep taking notes, keep watching here. I'm going to go back to the presentation like that. Okay. Perfect. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Once you check the reality of the job market, you stop guessing, imagining, assuming, you go and check different job descriptions, different company requirements. You will be able to identify what skills, experiences, courses you are missing, right? Because you see what they are looking for, and then you can reflect, do I have that skill or I don't have that skill? Do I have that certification or I don't have that? So once you know the reality, it's easy to contrast with your personal, professional situation and see what is missing, right? If you're missing something, try to approach the situation from how can I learn that skill in the fastest way as possible? So I'm not talking about being an expert into something that's going to require 5 years to learn, go back to the university. I mean, of course, this is an option, but I want to be practical here and help you to achieve faster results in your remote job search. So what is the easiest way, the fastest way that you can acquire that specific skill or experience or certification that you notice that it's important for the kind of job you want to apply for, but you still don't have it? So think about shortcut. How can I get that in the smallest period of time? It's a smart approach to the situation. I will suggest some ways here. Of course, there are more, but for example, you can learn a lot on YouTube tutorials. That you just watch a video. I know you want to be an expert with one YouTube video. I get that. But like you can go from I know nothing to I have an idea. I can talk about it at least. Or if I have the program in front of me, I kind of know what to do. This is the level that I'm talking about. Fastest way. Go from I know zero, I know nothing about it, to I kind of can perform well in the job interview and talk about this thing. So YouTube tutorials can be very helpful. Reading a book, like it might take you 4 hours, 5 hours straight reading a book, and you can learn a lot from books, right? online courses. Some of them, they have a short duration, 10 hours, 20 hours, whatever. Some of them are even for free. So, if money is a thing, check the free ones first, right? You can volunteer, project, company in your neighborhood, whatever, to learn something, to implement that skill, to be able to demonstrate that, hey, I have been implementing this skill in this volunteering project that I was doing recently. You can work as a freelancer, right? Just to test the waters, just to give it a try, just to market yourself out there, just to go deeper into that thing that you want to be an expert on. Um, Even if you're working, right, maybe be part of a different project at your current job that you can use this other skill, this other knowledge that you want to uh, expand, right? Know more. You can always hire a mentor or a coach to support you. So you pay for speed, right? You pay to learn fast. So there are many other ways to acquire skills and experience fast. These are some of the ways I want to share. But be creative, play with whatever feels more comfortable and more accessible to you, but don't get stuck into the, oh, they ask for this knowledge I don't have, so I'll never be able to work remote. No, no, change your mindset. It starts here, and then the next step is action. So those are practical, doable, most of them low cost ways for you to acquire new skills. So no more excuse, no more excuse. Once you go for those skills, once you learn them, right, you get the experience and all of that, remember that you need to go back to your LinkedIn, to your resume, to your cover letter, and you need to reflect that. Because if you don't tell people that you have a new skill, that you have a certification, that you got experience in whatever area, nobody will know about it. People cannot read your mind. They don't know what you're doing in the backstage. You need to make sure that LinkedIn is updated, is reflecting that, your resume, your cover letter. Also, like when you approach recruiters or people in the company, you talk about the things that are relevant for remote companies, relevant for the job market. So acquire what you're missing, gain that extra skill or certification or knowledge, and then share that with the world. Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Oh, now I know how to use SAP, but I didn't put that in my resume. I never mentioned that to anyone. Well, then it's a waste of time. You want to acquire the right skills, but you want to make it public also. Okay. And don't feel like imposter syndrome. Oh, but I just learned. It's a new thing for me. It doesn't matter. Put it out there, because this is going to attract also the right audience to you, including in the way you network, in your networking pitch. Okay. The way you talk to people, the way you market yourself. Okay. So identify, acquire, gain that, and then share with the world that you have a new skill, new certification, new experience. Okay. By this point, hopefully, if we are doing this journey together, you should have maybe 4, maybe 5 possible job titles that you are considering. And again, it doesn't need to be your dream job or the job like I'm going to spend the rest of my life doing that. No, 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 no. Let's keep things more realistic. The next job, the next career step, that's it. Doesn't need to be the job of your life, a job that seems okay, seems doable, can be done remotely. I would be okay with that. So this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Okay, forget about like dream job and it's going to change my life. It's going to be your next job. Let's just start with that to keep things more simple. You should have some job titles right now, correct? Then I invite you to be specific when you approach the situation, when you think about the job titles, the company, when you picture yourself working in the future, try to narrow down your remote job search. Because if you open too much, well, actually, Juliana, I have like 10 possible job titles. It's too much. It's too much. We need to narrow down, because when you narrow down, when you're more specific, when you're more precise into the job search, you will definitely save time. You will also position yourself in a way that it's more clear to the remote companies what you're looking for. If you talk about 10 different jobs on LinkedIn, it's very confusing for companies to know what they should contact you for. And some people think like, oh, the more open I am, the easier to find a new job. No, 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 no. It's the other way around. If you mention that you're available to any remote job, that you can do project management, social media, English teacher, secretary, they are so diverse that it's very confusing to the person who's checking your profile. And the person probably will say, like, you know what? Let me go to someone who knows what he wants. So narrow down, save your time in the process and save the recruiter's time also, so they know what you're looking for, and then it's easier to identify if you're a good fit or not for the job. Okay. um, what I will say also to keep things very clear and very realistic is that you probably will find out different job titles in the process. So you start with some names in mind, right? That's what I invited you to do at the beginning. Think about 2 or 3 possible job titles. So you had some ideas in mind, right? But then as we move forward in this process, you might come up with other job titles, and you might figure it out that the uh, the new job titles, the new possibilities that you see, they are different than the other ones, and they are maybe better. So you can change your approach on the way. Maybe you start thinking about one kind of job, but it's perfectly fine if during the process, during the job search, you change your mind. Because I don't know, you talk to someone and you got a completely different perception about that job, or you start reading more about that and you're like, doesn't feel that exciting, it feels rather boring. Or you started taking a certification, for example, attending a course related to that to gain more skills, and you're like, not really enjoying the course. So it's okay. It's actually normal that you change a bit. It doesn't need to be like a linear path. I chose 4 or 5 job titles. Now I need to stick with them forever. No, 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 you don't. It's just like to start. But on the way, you might find other jobs that you like most. So be flexible, make the necessary adjustments in the process. You might need to slightly change or adjust your strategy, the strategy that you're following. So it's completely fine. Uh, but also, on the other hand, don't wait to have 100% clarity to start searching for remote jobs, because you might never get full clarity. As you evolve, as the market evolve, as your interests change and all of that, you will find out all the things that you like. So please don't keep seated and waiting until you know perfectly well what you want to do. Start walking, start the job searching, start talking to people, start applying for jobs, start refining your resume and your LinkedIn profile. You're going to learn on the way. Believe me, it's easier like that. It's much easier like that. Okay. Because on the other side, while you're thinking and thinking and thinking, I've seen this happening every single day. There are people that are less qualified than you, people with less years of experience, people who are not as responsible, committed, professional than you are, and they are landing remote jobs every single day. So don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment probably doesn't exist. And remember, there are people less qualified than me who are landing remote jobs right now. So start the movement, start the process, because you will benefit from it. Okay. Let me know in the chat if this is making sense, if it resonates with you, if you're facing a similar situation. Let me know in the chat. I would love to read that, to understand if you are facing something similar to it. So just let me know in the chat. Okay. And also, you can always explore on a deeper level what you really want to do with your career. I think it's super valid. I have done that different moments of my life. I actually hired professionals to help me to go deeper into the what do I want to do, which kind of job has like purpose to me, a deeper meaning, and all of that. So this is definitely one way that you can go. I also help my clients with that. It's valid. It's very it's a life changing, pretty much, when you really understand what you want to do next in your career. But another approach, a more simple one, but it's still effective, is that you release a bit of pressure from your shoulder. Okay, less pressure, and consider what you're going to do next. What is your next job? It doesn't need to be the job of your life, the job you're going to stay until you retire, like the best job ever. No, let's approach it from what is the next job I'm going to have? What is the next career step that I want to have? Because that puts less pressure on you. It makes it more realistic, because it's like it's just the next job. I don't know if I'm going to stay for 5 years, 2 years, whatever. But I know that this next job can be good for me. I'm choosing that. That's easier to manage. So I invite you to release a bit of the pressure and approach it is like, um, what is the next remote job? that I want to get, and then focus your time and your energy to get there. Okay. Once again, if you wait to have 100% clarity, months will pass. I have seen years passing and you're doing nothing. And when I say I've seen years passing, let me explain how do I know that. Sometimes people reach out to me and they say, Juliana, I really need help to land a remote job. I'm not happy where I am, but I'm feeling lost and all of that. And then if it's via email, right, or even on LinkedIn, you can do the same thing. I just scroll down and I check the previous message that I had with that same person, right, or via email or via LinkedIn. And I see sometimes that the person reached out to me like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Today, actually, I did the first session with a client, and I was like, wow, it has been such a long time that we spoke for the first time, right? When was it? It was like before the pandemic. So we are talking about 2019, probably. And now, today, this morning, this afternoon, my time, she started her first career coaching session with me. It took her like almost 4 years because of different reasons. My point is, if you keep waiting and waiting and waiting, months will pass, time will pass, and you'll still be lost in your career, and you'll still be stuck where you are, and you won't make any progress. So remember to keep moving, give some movements, follow those steps that I'm sharing, and start moving, because as you start moving, you might see the situation from a different perspective, you might get more clarity, and you might even achieve the results that you want. Okay. um, the consequence of not moving forward is that you spend months trying to figure it out all here in your head, right? What to do next, what is the perfect move, what is the perfect job, and all of that. These will lead to very, very unpleasant things, like feeling exhausted, like tired, and I can't handle this job search anymore. This has been, lasting forever. So if you're exhausted, you deal with a lot of pressure, self pressure. Some of us tend to be like very hard on ourselves and really, yeah, let's say like I should be working by now, or this is taking too long. Maybe I'm not good enough, and all of that. And sometimes there is even the family pressure, right? Like you're not, paying the bills, and then your partner is supporting you, or your parents. So it can get a lot of pressure. The longer it gets, the job search, right? Probably the higher the pressure, unfortunately. Then you probably have bills to pay. We all do, right? And you have no income. The money's just going away because you're paying the bills. And the tendency is that the longer the job search lasts, this is the tendency. There are exceptions, but normally the longer it lasts, the more confused you feel, because you start doubting that you're ever gonna land that job. You start doubting your own capacity, because it has been so many months, sometimes years, that it's like, maybe I'm doing something wrong here. So let me know in the chat if you feel like that. I know it's not a pleasant situation. I totally get it. But I think the first thing, the first step is that we are sincere with ourselves, and then we acknowledge, like, this is exactly how I'm feeling. It's not nice, it's not pleasant. But if I don't acknowledge that I am uncomfortable with this situation, I will never change. So let me know in the chat, write yes if you're facing something similar, right? Oh, look, Matthew is here. He said, I'm here after a while, ready to start again. So you see, similar situation that I was mentioning. And then Hal said, it's a numbers game. Yeah, sometimes it's a numbers game. So if we keep waiting for the opportunity, the job, the company, the day I'm going to wake up and have full clarity, well, we might not have this day. So it's a numbers game, Hal. Let me see the way I understand that. We got to make different moves. We got to try, right? Approach different people, different companies, apply for jobs, do interviews. So not random approach, but intentional, strategic approach, but more than one. It's not like I applied for one remote job 1 month ago, I'm seated here and waiting for the miracle to happen. No, 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 keep going, keep moving, right? Because as Al said, it's a numbers game, so we need to do our part, everything that is in our hands, and then that will increase the chances that we're going to land the remote job we want, right? Nice to see you here, Matt, again. Nice to see you. So yeah, let me know in the chat if you feel like that, if you're exhausted, if you feel the pressure of being long-term in job search, if you have bills to pay, bills are not waiting, right? I'm afraid, and you're feeling confused about it. So let me know about that. And what I invite you to do is that you take one step at a time. All of that together can feel heavy, confusing, almost impossible, like a big mountain that it's like, wow, I can never cross that. It's hard, and it can be hard. But if you take it like this stair, it's long, it's very high, but if you take it one step at a time, you kind of break into what is the next small step I need to make to get me closer to my dream job, right? To get me close to the remote job I want. What is the next step? The next step. So you go really step by step, and it just make the process easier. So when you see a big goal, this stair here on the photo is representing that, like very high, I don't know, 200 steps. Feels exhausting just by looking at it. But if I think like, can I put my foot into the next step? That's it. And then the next step, and you go step by step slowly, but without stop. That's how you're going to get to the higher part of this day. Or being less metaphorical, that's how you're going to land the remote job you want. Doing what needs to be done, starting today as soon as possible. Stop waiting for the moment that you're going to have full clarity. A light will come from the sky and show you. It's not like that. You start doing, you progress, you read job descriptions, you talk to people, you do interviews, you learn about the position, you understand, I like this, I don't like that, you figure it out, new jobs. That's how you move, that's how you get clarity. It doesn't happen like that. You need to do your part. Okay. Yulia is saying that it's true, that the situation I shared before. Okay. And Matt said the pressure is hard, but you must push through. I just need to jump back in. Yes, sometimes you just need to go back. Sometimes you lost track, go back. And if you didn't get the mood already, the speed, if you need a sign, this is the sign. This is the sign. You're here watching this live, so there is something on you that wanna start walking towards your remote job. So just take it as a sign, and let's do this together. Okay. Um, some questions to help you in the process. This is a good slide for you to take a photo or write it down, take a print of the screen. This is a good slide because there are some questions that we won't have time to answer them right now, but I think you should answer them to yourself because they can open your eyes, they can be very helpful to you. Okay, so take a photo of this slide. I'm just gonna read through the questions because they are deep and very, very helpful. Ask yourself, what job could I do next? What kind of job, what job title, right? That first I don't hate. That's important. So I always invite you to don't do something you hate, but something that it's okay or that you like. But if you don't hate it, that's already good to start, right? Then think about which kind of job that you can do that you already have the skills and the experience to use. You don't need to start from scratch. Of course you can, but I'm making things easier for you. A job that you don't hate, it's okay job, and you already have the skills, the experience, the certification. You have what it takes. You meet the requirements already, okay, just to make it easier for you. Then think about the financial part. A job is your work in exchange for money, putting it in a very simple way, right? Does it pay enough? Will you get enough money from this job to pay the bills? This is a criterion that you can use, right? I love this job, but the salary is very low. Think about something else, shift a bit to second possibility, right? And then, can I deal with this job? Can I keep this job for the next few months or maybe the next few years? So don't go for something that, that I can only handle this job for a month. After that, I'm like, done. No, no, no. So don't go for this one. Try to make it sustainable because it's very exhausting to start your remote job search in 3 months. I don't want that for you. So something you don't hate, something you have the skills, something that cover the bills, right? The money part is okay or great, and you can cope with this job. You can handle this job for months or maybe years. Okay. Bonus point, extra point, if you find a job with something that is related to what you want to do in the future. So maybe it's not the job itself, but it's connected to what you want to do later on. It's like an intermediate job that will give you more credibility, that will give you visibility to the right people, to the right company, that will give you more expertise for you to apply for the job if you know it. Like, no, I really, really would love to work with that thing, but I'm not there yet. Okay, so try to find an intermediate job, like a breed job that will bring you closer to it. That's a bonus point. That's very interesting if you can do that. Otherwise, just follow those 4 bullet points. That's already gonna help you to find something that you can do fast. Okay. Um, some people that I spoke with, they were like, Juliana, I actually know the kind of job I want to do. I know it, but for different reasons, I'm afraid to go for it, to speak up, to share that with people because I think people might judge me, or I'm not sure if this job pays well. It feels more like a hobby to me, like I'm really tempted to do it, but I don't know if I can make money for my living out of this job, or I feel that I'm too old for that. I hear that very often. So, is this your case? Let me know in the chat if you deep inside you know what you want to do, you have like a profession, you have your dream job in mind, but there is something holding you back. There is something that is like, maybe I should just forget it. But we don't, right? We keep thinking about it. So I don't know if someone watching the live feels like that. Like I deep inside, I know what I want to do, but I'm afraid of judgment. I'm afraid that it's not sustainable, like I cannot pay the bills. And I'm also afraid that I'm too old to do that. So let me know if this is your case. This happens very often. What I notice with that is that we normally don't share that with people. We hide it. We're almost ashamed of sharing that because there is something blocking us from pursuing this kind of job. So we normally don't share. But with me, as a career coach, my clients come and they share that with me. So I know it's very normal. It's just not something we talk openly, right? But this is a common thing. So let me know in the chat if any of you is facing that situation at the moment. There is another situation that is the opposite of that. It's like you don't know. You literally don't know what you want to do next. It's like, Juliana, I swear to you, I don't know. And I believe you because there were moments in my life that I didn't know what I want to do. And I speak to job seekers that say, I just need a change. I really, really don't know. Like it's terrible where I am, but like my work environment, the salary, my manager, I hate what I do. I need a change, but I still don't know what will come next. So it's okay. It feels like we are like blind. We really have no clue about that. So that also happens. That's also okay. Just acknowledge if you know, but you're not pursuing it because there is something stopping you. Or if you really, it's like, Juliana, I don't know. I'm to be sincere, I don't know. Also fine, also normal, also possible. Okay. Um, what I invite you to do now, okay, moving forward, is that try also to pause the job searching from time to time and focus on other things. And this is a bit counterintuitive. It's like, Juliana, you talk about landing a remote job, you're talking about different approach to it. How come now you completely change what you're saying and you're talking about taking a break from job search? Like, is this a mistake? No, no, this is not a mistake. This is sometimes the best thing we can do when we are feeling blocked, when we cannot make any moves. Sometimes we need a break. The brain, the body, the uh, stop thinking about it because it's not. It's like hitting the wall, hitting the wall, hitting the wall. So sometimes we need a break. So I'm just asking you, like, can you do that right now? Is this doable for you? It could be like a sabbatical period of 1, 2, 3. I had a client who took like a 4 months sabbatical period. Some people take a longer time, like a year, even more. So can you take, I don't know, 1 month without doing the job search? Is this a possibility for you? I'm just asking, okay? Just bringing this option for you. Can you pause a little bit the job search and focus in different things that are not work related, just to calm down, change your energy, recharge, right? And then you go back to the job. So this is one option. If you can, if it makes sense to you, if it feels like, I really need that, this is exactly what I need. Try to see if it's doable, if it's possible in your situation. Take a small break from the job searching. Okay. You might say, Juliana, not possible. I really need to find a job as soon as possible. The bills keep coming. I don't have the luxuries of taking a break. That's fine. I get it. I totally hear you. So in this case, as I said before, go for a remote job that you don't hate. Go for a remote job that can pay the bills. Go for a remote job that ideally will teach you something that something new that you can use in your next job. Like you're going to learn something, you're going to leave that job better than you started it. This is a way to buy yourself time. I like this idea. Like I'm working into something, I'm paying the bills, I'm learning. It's a remote job, colleagues are nice, I'm using my time in a nice way, and then I have more time because I'm more relaxed. Money is entering, I'm learning, I'm back in the market, I have more time, even mental a peace of mind to keep searching for a better job in a career that makes me happier. So it's not losing the focus. It's like I will get my first or next remote job to keep my career going, but I will, keep an eye into the future and the kind of jobs that I really want, or I'll keep searching for what is the what is the kind of job that I really want if I still don't know that. Okay, so I like to have a very practical approach here. I don't know how you see that, so you can even let me know in the chat if it makes sense to you, this approach. I know that some career coaches will say, oh, you need to figure it out, what you like doing, what people pay you to do, what the market needs, what you're good at, and you find the sweet spot. I don't like this approach because this can be very idealistic. It can be like very far away and generate frustration on you. So go for something that makes sense to you. If you need a job right now, find one that you don't hate, that is remote, that gives you the flexibility that you need, that you can learn something and start with that job. And then you have money to pay someone to help you to get the job that you really want, for example. Or take a break from the job searching, focus on other things in your life, do a volunteering work, write a book, go hiking, whatever, and come back in a few months recharged and ready to start. But don't get stuck without doing nothing. Do something. You will thank yourself later. Okay. And because I want to keep helping you in this process, if you didn't scan the QR code before, I shared that at the beginning of the presentation, please grab your phone right now, place the camera on the screen, and read this QR code. It's going to take you to my VIP Telegram group. Let me explain what is this VIP Telegram group. I created the Telegram community, okay, to have a closer communication with you, right? And to share some material that I only share until now with my paid career coaching clients. So, for example, next Monday, the 4th of September, I will share this material. It's called Learning from Your Previous Work Experience. It's a material I prepared. Very interesting, very, very deep, like for you to really reflect and look back to your career, every single job you had. So no spoiler, but it's very good. I will share that for free with you on Monday. Okay. So if you want to keep digging into this, looking back to your work experience, learning from it, getting clarity to define your next career steps, this is gonna be very helpful. All you need to do is scan the QR code and enter the group, join the Telegram group, and stay there until Monday because I'm going to share that on Monday only. So enter and stay in the group. Okay. And also, I want to let you know that in the same Telegram group, the same VIP group, I will share informations about my group mentoring. Okay, so if you want to work with me directly, if you like my free content, if you see value on it, if you want me to help you directly, like closely to you, help you to land a remote job. I'm starting group mentoring in middle September. So registrations are open. Actually, we have a discount price, 400 euros discount if you sign up until today, 31st of August. So if you're interested, check the website. I'm going to add here in the chat. Let me do this now. Yes, so you can check on the chat. You have the link to the website where you find all the information about my group mentoring program. You can check it all. You can register. You can save your spot. So there is a discount price until today only, 31st of August. So it's still on time. But run tomorrow, you can still join the group, yes, but you're going to pay more. You're going to pay 400 euros more. So it's up to you. I want to be cautious with your money. In dollar, it would be like 450, more or less, US dollars. Okay, so I want to be cautious with your money. I want you to save money. So one way to do that is take action today and yeah, save 400 euros or around 450 US dollars if you sign up today for the group mentoring. Okay, this is the link. The QR code will take you to the Telegram group where I share information. I share free material and information about the group mentoring. And on the chat, you have the link to the website, so you can see everything that is included in the group mentoring, how you can help have my direct support to land a remote job. You're going to be for 2 months together, weekly calls, a lot of material, unlimited access to this. So it's an amazing way to have my support, my brain, my energy, almost like holding your hand to help you to land the remote job that you want. Okay, so I will hopefully see you all on the Telegram group, on the VIP group. Okay. And now I want to, before we finish, I want to open for questions and comments. And I want to read you in the chat. So if you can share, if you're live with me, thanks for being here until the end. I appreciate that. And also let me know one takeaway that you have from this session, one thing that you learned that made sense to you, that resonate with you, that you can implement immediately in your career. I would really appreciate to know that. I know it's a lot of information, a lot of things together, I know, but hopefully you got at least one thing that you can implement, and that might be the thing that's gonna put you in the right track, put you in movement, and that will be the beginning of the process of you landing the remote job you want. So let me know in the chat this one takeaway, this one thing that you learned. I would appreciate to read that. And if you have any question, I have a couple more minutes, so be fast. Let me know in the chat if you have any final comment, any question. I'm still here. So Oluchi said, how can I join the Telegram? To join the Telegram, let me put it on the screen again. Just a second. Okay, you see this QR code, Oluchi, grab your phone, open the camera, scan this QR code. Let me remove the banner. Just a second, like that. Yeah, so scan this QR code here. Once you read it with your camera on your phone, gotta be in your phone, okay? You will be automatically directed to the Telegram group, okay? I also shared in the chat, in the comments here, no, I didn't share the link to the Telegram group. Yeah. Yeah, so scan this QR code, okay? Let me know if it works. So just grab your phone and read the QR code with your camera, the camera from the phone, and then you're going to be directed to the Telegram group. I'll see you there. Okay. Any other question? Any other comment? Any other takeaway that you feel like sharing in the chat? Uh, Go now. We are walking towards the end of the live. Thank you once again for being here. I hope it was helpful. There's much more I could share, much more. I really try to condense information to give you who is feeling a bit lost in your career, don't know what step to take next, a lot of practical and actionable um, guidance, right, for you to start walking towards your dream remote job, or at least the next one. Can be the next one. It's perfectly fine as far as you start moving and go from where you are, that you are unhappy, and you go for a better place in your career. So I hope you can implement that. I hope you have actionable things to start putting into action today. And I'll see you in my Telegram group, and I will see you in my next live. Okay? Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.